The fundamental effect of prayer is the growth of compassion. Last week's gospel ended with Jesus going off to pray. Today we see the effect of that prayer. Jesus meets the leper. According to the thinking of Jesus' day, anyone with a skin rash was potentially a leper. To be a leper was to be forsaken by God. The leper questioned in his heart, will Jesus care about me when even God has abandoned me? Who is asking this question today? Let's rummage around this question. Where do people experience deep alienation from each other? Politics. Can people of opposing parties even talk to each other? Do we recognize the other as having human dignity? Does fear prevent us from even speaking? What about refugees? There are over 26 million refugees in the world. Last year, 0.5% were resettled. Many have been in camps for over a decade. This is not a problem that one nation can solve. Is there some way for us to solve this together? Ethnic minorities have experienced a sharp increase in violence in this nation. Last week, the synagogue in Spokane was desecrated with swastikas. Where the dignity of one person is denied, where fear of the other is stoked, evil is free to reign, to exclude, to push away, attack, and even kill. This is the road to the destruction of society and even of democracy. How does Jesus respond to the one seemingly abandoned by God? How do we respond? The total radicalness of Jesus' response in the gospel is lost on us today. What Jesus did was inconceivable in his day. Jesus goes where even God is not expected to go. Jesus touches the leper. In doing so, Jesus becomes unclean. Now, to be fair to the Jews, the law about treating people with skin ailments were not intended to be cruel. They were intended to stop the spread of disease. With the current pandemic, we can all understand. Wear a mask equals muffle your beard. Stay 6 feet apart is the same as crying out, unclean. Quarantine when you are sick is like living outside the camp. The difference is that today we understand that disease is caused by many things, but the wrath of God is not one of them. Jesus was moved by compassion that moved across all borders. Jesus sees the leper. He acknowledges the leper's human dignity. Jesus rejects the notion that the leper is forsaken by God. The depth of Jesus' compassion is an invitation to every one of us. Can we have compassion that knows no borders? Can we have compassion that includes the excluded? When we pray, this is exactly what is being born in us. Jesus, God, has the deepest compassion for us. When we press up against God in prayer, compassion grows in us. Who will address the divisions in our world if we do not? Will the followers of Jesus lift up the dignity of every person?